This is a Langstile Deluxe. William Lange, when he later on in the 20s and early 30s, when he had to start making cheaper banjos, he made the Langstile line, which was a very fine line of banjos, although they were more entry level. The Langstile Deluxe was the top of the line, and so late that I have not seen it in any of the Langstile catalogs. Basically, it's a Triple X, and I'll show you some of the unique features of that, with a top tension rim on it. You'll notice that this particular one has the original page tuners on it. I think you'll see the back. It also has some divots in the fingerboard, although they're not too bad. I'm going to back up and show you the entire banjo. It has a few missing inlays, and you'll note that it's a top tension banjo, and it takes a clock key which is included in the banjo. It does not have the original Paramount style tailpiece. For some reason that didn't come with this one, and I replaced it with a 5-string Kirshner tailpiece, an excellent tailpiece. You'll also see the marquetry work on the rim, and on the back of the resonator. There's some buckle rash there, but all in all, it's in fairly good shape. Here's the most interesting part of this banjo. It has a perforated rim similar to the rims on the Essex Paragon, and it has an internal tone ring that I will twist it slightly so you can see it. It's also has pierced, and this is the typical of the Triple X. The flange is very similar to the Epiphone flange, and it may be the same flange. As we go up the neck, you'll see two things. One is this neck has a 5-piece lamination in it. It's a mahogany neck. It's a fairly straight neck, and as you go up, you'll see that the original page tuners are still on this instrument, and these are the chrome steel page tuners, not the cast tuners, which often fail on you. Here is a typical Paramount Lange problem that you see on a lot of his banjos, especially on the Paramount lettered ones. That is, the neck has a failure in it. This neck obviously was fractured at some time and was fixed later, and it's perfectly all right. It has not come apart, and it's not in an area of particular stress. I'm sure what happened was that somebody dropped this instrument and it snapped off that little part of the neck and it was glued back on. You notice the rim has marquetry on it. You can see how the top tension system works on it. It's got a very sophisticated band on it, and I suspect that since this is an 11-inch rim, that if you took the system off of one of the lettered Paramounts, you'd have something very similar to a Clifford Essex, although I can't vouch for that. Well, here's the banjo. I've got it set up with a Taiwanese Weather King head, which is a little bit thicker, and I've got one of my custom banjo bridges on it. This one made out of Purple Heart and red maple, and I've got the head dialed in at about 89 on the drum dial, which is well, actually a little bit low from the bluegrasser standpoint. Top tension banjos are notoriously fickle when it comes to setup. You have to be very careful about it, but once you dial them in, they sound pretty good. The playability is rated as good to excellent. has a slight bow in it, as they often do at this age, because they don't have a truss rod in them. But it's a thicker neck than the standard Paramount neck, so it doesn't bend quite as much. And it's a very nice piece of wood. Here's what it sounds like. So it has an interesting sound, somewhat hollow. It's not the same as a flathead sound. It's certainly not the same as the Gibson sound. I like it quite a bit, and it plays very well in a session. This is right now my favorite banjo.